Coming up, the world's top golfer is arrested, then tees off at the PGA Championship in Louisville.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Scottie Scheffler, the professional golfer and current Masters champion, was arrested this morning after police say he drove around the scene of a fatal pedestrian accident in Louisville. The incident occurred as Scheffler was heading to the golf course for the PGA Championship. CBS's Danya Backus has the latest.
At a Friday news conference, Scottie Scheffler reflected on his early morning arrest while driving to the PGA Championship in Louisville.
It was a chaotic situation and a big misunderstanding.
The world's #1 ranked golfer was booked on 4 charges, including second-degree assault of an officer. It all happened after a fatal road accident that caused a massive traffic jam heading to the golf course. Police say Scheffler disobeyed orders to stop his car, accelerated forward, and dragged an officer to the ground.
Right now, he's going to jail. Okay. He's going to jail, and it ain't nothing you can do about it.
I said, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get to my tee time. And outside of that, things, escalated from there. I did, numerous apologies and whatever.
An attorney for Scheffler also described it as a misunderstanding and denies the golfer assaulted the officer with his vehicle.
I think the officer that was directing traffic was maybe not part of the event traffic detail, and so that's where the miscommunication arose.
Scheffler said in a statement that he was proceeding as directed by officers and that he never intended to disregard any of the instructions. Scheffler eventually teed off after the chaotic morning, shooting a 5-under 66, 1 stroke better than his Thursday round. Danya Backus, CBS News.
Scheffler's arraignment is scheduled for Tuesday. One person is dead after a crash in Letcher County. It happened around 4:30 this afternoon on Highway 15, just south of the Kentucky 1148 and Isom Drive intersection. It involved a pickup truck and a passenger car. The coroner says 72-year-old Larry Stamper of Isom died in the crash. The road has since reopened. One Pike County community spent the morning in prayer, coming together to honor a teenager who died in a car crash yesterday. A prayer vigil was hosted at East Ridge High School in memory of 17-year-old Zena Newsom. Friends and classmates say she was a light to everyone who knew her and always brought laughter and love wherever she went. And they will never forget how she cared for them and always spoke her mind while spreading positivity.
Honestly, just how real she was. She would say what she wanted to say, and she would just tell you what she thought. That's just who she was.
If I was going to make a bad decision, she'd tell me, even if I didn't want to hear it.
The students say they will keep Newsom's memory alive in the halls when they return this fall. A scary scene this afternoon in western Kentucky. A school bus overturned in Warren County on Petros Browning Road in the community of Rockfield. Officials say only minor injuries were reported and no one had to be taken to the hospital.
Tracking some more wet weather and some patchy fog to go into your Friday night. Let's go to First Alert Pinpoint Doppler, and no severe weather issues, but we are tracking some light to moderate showers on this Friday evening, zooming into the Cumberland Valley, and some showers from Somerset pushing into Wayne County, also for McCreary County into Whitley County, also for Laurel into Knox and Clay counties at this hour, and some heavier downpours in the Big Sandy Valley from Martin County pushing into parts of Pike County, also not too far away from Jenkins over in Letcher County at this hour, and some more showers close to Louisa over in Lawrence County, also for Paintsville in Johnson County at this hour. Another big story this evening, some low visibility in some areas. Down to half a mile here in Perry County, less than 2 miles in Jackson, and less than 1 mile over in Harlan County. So we could see some more sprinkles, also some low visibility in some areas if you had those plans for your Friday evening. Most of us right now in the middle to lower 60s up to 62 in Jackson, 64 in London, also for Manchester, and 65 over in Harlan at this hour. Most of us wake up in the low 60s to walk out the door and kick off your weekend as more off and on showers are on the way. More rain chances chances tomorrow, but some drier and warmer weather is looming by Sunday and for early next week. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. Last summer, the London Laurel County Rescue Squad searched tirelessly for a man who'd gone missing at Laurel River Lake. They eventually recovered the body of 51-year-old Jason McVeigh after 8 days. Now McVeigh's loved ones are giving back to the community which showed such care. Jeremy Tom shares their story.
Hearts ached last July when Jason McVeigh went missing while he was swimming at Laurel River Lake.
He was the life of the party. He was a lot of people's best friend, my best friend, but he was just a little guy with a huge heart.
Friends and family waited anxiously while crews spared no resource to find him.
Boats, cameras, sonar, K9s, divers to bring Jason back to his loved ones.
After 8 long days, London Laurel Rescue Squad Chief John Allen says they found him at a depth of 104 feet. In appreciation for their efforts, McVeigh's loved ones found a new resource that could support the squad's future recovery operations.
It's called a SARBOT. It's an underwater robotic camera with the claw on it. You know, some of the lakes that we have here in the county, the water's so deep we can't put divers in.
Now they can remotely dive more than 300 feet down as they work to bring families closure. And every time they do, Jason McVeigh and those he cared for will have played a part.
Everything that he loved, he was doing that day. He was with his friends on the water and listening to music. It's not going to save lives necessarily, but it would save a lot of grief from a lot of family and friends. So, and to have his name on the unit the whole time helping search for him is just very fitting, I think.
In Laurel County, Jeremy Toms, WKYT.
The loved ones of McVeigh helped raise close to $60,000 to make this transformative purchase for the rescue squad. 3 people are in trouble after police say they participated in several schemes to smuggle drugs into an Eastern Kentucky jail. The Lee County Sheriff says problems first started in February. Inmates were scheming to get bonded out, then having their bond revoked to get back into jail to bring drugs back in with them. Sheriff Joseph Lucas says they were caught then, and 3 people were caught again Thursday while attending court in Estill County.
2 of those players was rearrested yesterday in Estill County trying to smuggle drugs back into the jail. They taped it to the handrail as they go up the steps.
Police say Tommy McIntosh was the current inmate charged, along with his sister Sabrina Olinger and Bradley Morrison. All are charged with trafficking meth. State police need your help identifying this person. They are investigating an ATV theft in the Cumberland area of Harlan County near the Letcher County line. If you have any information, you should call 606-573-3131. A public meeting was hosted in Benham to discuss possible solutions for a wastewater issue impacting the Tri-Cities. Cumberland, Benham, and Lynch were involved in an EPA study called Closing America's Wastewater Gap. The study found several ways the 3 cities could possibly improve something that's been an issue for many years.
With Lynch, you know, the system is very old. There's always been a lack of funding. This didn't just happen yesterday. This is 15, 20 years.
The solution the 3 mayors are leaning toward at this time is merging the 3 wastewater plants to the Cumberland plant to save money for everyone. Officials in Breathitt County are hoping 2 new grocery stores can help those that are food insecure. WYMT's RJ Johnson explains.
Food insecurity has been an ongoing issue in Breathitt County. Jackson Mayor Laura Thomas says families often have to make difficult decisions regarding what they can and cannot buy.
Groceries, like so many other retail products we purchase, prices have gone up, and sometimes families have to choose between just buying food that they can afford to buy to have something to eat. It's not always the best choice.
Officials with the Breathitt County Hunger Alliance have been working to help people get food with high inflation.
Usually on our days that our food comes in, people are lined at the door to pick it up because the prices of food is just out of the world right now.
2 Dollar General markets are coming to the county, and Thomas says she hopes it will be a big boost for the area. with one of the locations being in the Lost Creek community off Highway 15, an area devastated by the July 2022 flood. She says it will allow people to stay closer to home for affordable and fresh food.
We need all the new business we can get, and we certainly want people to have access to good food, affordable food. Sometimes you can find fresh food, but it's just so expensive. So that's another concern, is that our citizens can have access to fresh foods and lots of grocery food options.
Jones says as long as the need is there, they will also continue to help folks gain access to food. In Breathitt County, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Jones says they've seen the need increase since the flooding in 2021 and 2022, with some still needing help. Early voting will continue tomorrow in Kentucky. The primary election is Tuesday. Kimberly Kagi breaks down what voters need to know to be prepared.
Kentucky voters don't have to wait until Election Day to have their say in the May 21st primary races. Each of Kentucky's 6 congressional seats are up for grabs this year, and there are also state house primary races in both the House and Senate. No excuse, early voting begins on Thursday and will run through Saturday.
As long as you're a registered voter, anyone can, participate in early voting. You don't have to have an excuse.
No excuse, early voting locations may differ from where you traditionally vote on Election Day.
We run into a lot of times people, if they move or something and they fail to change, so try to be informed before you go and show up at the wrong location that day.
So to avoid a mix-up, you're going to head over to the Kentucky Secretary of State's website, and that's where you'll be able to find your polling location. Scroll down until you find your county. That site is also where you can take a look at your ballot before heading to the polls.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, those are 8 hours of voting. Different clerk's offices vary on their time, so check with your local clerk's office.
Kimberly Kagi, WSAZ News Channel 3, Lawrence County.
Depending on your precinct location, the hours for no excuse early voting may vary.
Coming up, what's next in the Trump hush money trial as it enters week 6?
Plus, a few showers are possible tomorrow, but drier and warmer weather is looming. Your forecast coming up.